The actress who plays Jodie on Coronation Street almost stepped into a completely different role before landing her current part. She first appeared on the famous cobbles earlier this year as the mysterious newcomer Jodie Ramsey, quickly stirring drama. It was later revealed that her character is the long-lost half-sister of Shona Platt, and she has been creating tension within the family ever since. Although the two actresses are not related off-screen, they look remarkably alike, making the casting choice especially convincing. However, her journey into the show could have taken another direction, as she initially auditioned for a character named Crystal Hyde. She explained that her first audition for the soap happened 3 or 4 years ago for a smaller role. Being partly from Liverpool, she was especially hopeful about getting the part and felt deeply disappointed when she was unsuccessful. The character Crystal later appeared in 2023 as a romantic interest for Ryan Connor. The Ibiza DJ became central to a major storyline involving a shocking acid attack before leaving the series later that year. Although the role went to another actress, the casting team assured her they would keep her in mind for future opportunities. At the time, she admitted she didn't fully believe it, knowing how unpredictable the industry can be. When they contacted her 3 years later about playing Shona's sister, she was overjoyed and amazed that they still remembered her. From that moment, the process moved forward smoothly and quickly. Describing how she found out she got the part, she said she was casually having breakfast and watching television when she missed a call from her agent. After an anxious wait, she finally learned the news and couldn't contain her happiness. She added that the waiting period can be nerve-wracking, as actors often spend days or even weeks in uncertainty before hearing back. In upcoming scenes, Jodie continues to create conflict between Shona and her husband David after a heavy night of drinking. She encourages her sister to drink too much before calling David to help bring her home. With Shona out of the picture, Jodie uses the moment to grow closer to David. But as he begins to sense her true intentions, it raises the question of how long she can continue her scheme before being exposed. Sneaky Jodie finally sets her sights on David in a new Coronation Street spoiler clip. Jodie Ramsey has no interest in building a warm or supportive bond with her sister Shona Platt in Coronation Street. The new character arrived on screen earlier this year during the Corrie crossover episode. Viewers first saw Jodie trapped in the back of Graham Foster's van, though she managed to break free and was eventually discovered by Kit Green. Not long after, it was revealed that Jodie is actually Shona's younger sister. Audiences soon learned that Shona fled their household at a young age, escaping a controlling and poisonous father and a mother who turned a blind eye while Jodie was left behind. Jodie had always looked up to her older sister, even going so far as to get an identical tattoo in her honor. However, Shona's decision to leave was interpreted by Jodie as betrayal, and she harbors deep resentment toward her sister for escaping to a better life without her. While trying to survive as a teenage mom, Shona remained unaware of the true horror Jodie endured, including being confined to her bedroom by their abusive father. Although Shona has expressed a desire to rebuild their relationship, she has no idea that Jodie has been quietly poisoning Lily Platt against her, while also twisting the truth about their shared past. It's clear that Jodie is determined to completely dismantle Shona's world, and in the latest video teaser, she shifts her focus to Shona's partner, David Platt. Inside the Platt home, David notices that Jodie seems troubled. With Shona upstairs, Jodie opens up to David, admitting that she feels she lost out on much of her childhood. David attempts to comfort her and assures her she's welcome to stay for as long as she needs. However, the situation takes an uncomfortable turn when Jodie asks him to sit and watch a film with her, explaining that she doesn't want to be alone. Out of sympathy, David agrees and settles in front of the television, unknowingly choosing this over spending time upstairs with Shona. Will Jodie manage to manipulate David as she intends? Or will he begin to see through her behavior? Describing Jodie's mindset, Olivia Francis Brown said the character is driven by complete resentment. She explained that Jodie believes Shona deserted her and broke a promise to take her away to a better life. Watching Shona enjoy a home, a marriage, and a family, everything Jodie longed for, is deeply painful, and Jodie holds her sister responsible for her own lack of stability and happiness. Producer Kate Brooks also teased what lies ahead, calling Jodie a fascinating addition to the show. She explained that Jodie has a mischievous streak and a knack for causing trouble, warning that nothing about her is straightforward. According to Brooks, the character has many hidden layers, and viewers will enjoy uncovering who Jodie truly is and what she's really after. She added that audiences should keep a close eye on Jodie, as plenty of secrets are set to erupt, bringing significant drama into the Platt family home. Todd Grimshaw finally reaches his breaking point in Coronation Street after suffering a relentless series of disturbing and cruel actions from his abusive partner, Theo Silverton. After months of enduring emotional torment and psychological manipulation, Todd is left frightened, exhausted, and completely worn down. Theo's toxic behavior continues to escalate, pushing Todd closer and closer to the edge, until he can no longer contain the overwhelming anger and pain he's been carrying for so long. What begins as subtle controlling behavior gradually transforms into a terrifying pattern of coercive control, cruel mind games, and shocking acts of domestic abuse. Theo carefully isolates Todd from his friends and support network, slowly eroding his confidence and sense of self-worth. Through constant criticism, intimidation, and manipulation, he ensures Todd feels trapped, powerless, and unable to escape. As the weeks go by, the emotional strain becomes unbearable, leaving Todd living in a constant state of fear and anxiety. The situation grows increasingly alarming, with several dramatic incidents raising concerns among Todd's friends and neighbors. They begin to notice changes in his behavior, including his nervous demeanor, unexplained injuries, and emotional withdrawal. At one stage, the police are even forced to intervene, highlighting the seriousness of the situation. Despite these warning signs, Theo repeatedly manages to evade suspicion by presenting himself as the perfect partner. Charming, attentive, and outwardly devoted. His carefully crafted facade makes it difficult for others to believe that he is capable of such cruelty behind closed doors. As Theo's manipulation intensifies, Todd finds himself walking on eggshells, terrified of triggering another outburst. Every moment in the relationship becomes unpredictable, with Todd constantly bracing himself for the next wave of abuse. The psychological toll is immense, leaving him isolated and emotionally shattered. Eventually, the pressure becomes too much to bear, and Todd reaches a devastating emotional breaking point. In an explosive turn of events, Todd finally snaps, directing his built-up frustration and rage outward. This dramatic moment marks a crucial turning point in the storyline, as the long-suppressed trauma finally erupts. While his reaction may shock those around him, it serves as a powerful reminder of the devastating effects of prolonged emotional and psychological abuse. The storyline sheds light on the hidden realities of domestic abuse, particularly in relationships where control and manipulation are not immediately obvious. By exploring Todd's harrowing ordeal, Coronation Street continues its tradition of tackling difficult and socially relevant issues, raising awareness of the subtle yet deeply damaging nature of coercive control. Viewers will be taken on an emotional journey as Todd fights to reclaim his independence and rebuild his life, while hoping that justice will eventually catch up with Theo. Coronation Street airs on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.